My name is Elizabeth, but I like to go by Ellie. I just figured, why not tell my story? Everyone else kind of does it, and I've never really put myself out there before. I am a 25-year-old woman, and I've got a 3-month-old little baby, and I also have bipolar type 2. I just had my baby in December after, of course, being pregnant, because what else happens, right? And, you know, life as a new mom, there's really nothing that can prepare you for it whatsoever. Like, not any amount of advice or anything can really prepare you. But it's beautiful if you do get to become a parent, whether you're an adoptive parent or whether you get to be pregnant and, you know, go through what I went through. But as a person with a mental illness to go along with that, it was also a struggle for me, you know? Like, life isn't always the easiest thing, but I wouldn't go back and change it into being something completely different. I think that if I'm sharing my story and putting my story out there, maybe other people won't feel so alone, at least, you know? Because that's my biggest thing, is feeling alone. Because when you're a new mother, and especially if you're home with your child or children, it can be very isolating, and you can feel like there's something almost wrong with you sometimes, which there's nothing wrong whatsoever. Like, I've talked to so many moms, and they're just all going through the same thing. And it's just a difficult journey, you know? I don't really have a lot of, I don't know, experience, I guess, because I've only been doing it for a few months, but I just, why not put my story out there while I'm going through it, instead of, like, trying to go back and, like, remember, like, oh, what was it like? What was it like? You know? Like, I just wanted to try something different, and I wanted to put my heart out there and be like, you know, you have a friend even if you feel like you don't, and you are important even if you feel like you aren't. Because as humans, it just feels like a lot of people try to make themselves into being in a competition almost. Like, I have more money than you, or I have a better job than you, or I have a better boyfriend than you, or I have a better love life than you, or, you know? Like, it just seems like if you don't have something, then you have nothing. And then if you like, don't have as much as someone else, you're not doing as well. Like, I had this experience, honestly, recently, because I don't know, I'm an introverted person. I don't have that many friends. I don't trust that many people. But I decided that I wanted that to change, and I want to, you know, put myself out there. Hence this. And so my friend, she's having a child very soon, and she had a baby shower, and she had all these different friends and people that came out and said how much they love her and love her son, and they can't wait to meet her son, and all this really awesome stuff. And she got so much stuff, like so much stuff. And I felt like, for a minute, that I was an inadequate parent, because I looked around at what I had, and I looked at what she had just gotten, and I was just like, man, I really wish that I had all this stuff for my baby. But that's not what matters, because my baby isn't going to remember, like, what she had and what she did not have. You know, that's not going to matter, as long as she's happy and she's able to be the person that she is. Like, she's not going to remember, like, oh, I didn't have this and I didn't have that, unless I'm feeling like that. And I can start the change by not being like that, by being like, you know, we might not have everything, we might not have as much as they do, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to be a bad parent, and that doesn't mean that my child is going to have a bad childhood. You know, she's only 3 months. Like, what is she gonna be like, oh my god, she's gonna start talking and she's gonna be like, wow, you ruined my life by not having all this stuff that you didn't need for me yet when I was so little. No, that's not what's gonna happen. I just see so much evil in the world, and it breaks my heart because I'm now raising another human in this world, and honestly, it makes me want to cry sometimes because I just can't believe how much evil is still out there. And of course, with her being a daughter, her being a little girl, it makes it more terrifying for me, I think, because what if something happens to her, you know, and I wasn't there to protect her, or, you know, I didn't do the right thing, and I put her into a wrong situation. And I don't know how other parents do it. And I don't know how they go through it after, like, you know, all the criticism that you receive from the other parents that are just like, oh my god, how could you put your kid in that situation? And you know, why don't you put yourself in that situation of that parent? Maybe they're, you know, working so hard so they can provide what they need for their child. And they really don't have that many choices for childcare because it's so expensive. And so, you know, they just do what they think is right, and then that happens, and then you make them feel worse about it. That's not going to do anything whatsoever. Like, making someone feel worse about something is never going to make it better. And it's only going to make them worse. It's going to make the person that put their child in that situation feel more guilty than they have to. And it's just like, you know, we're all human. I just feel like it's not supposed to be a competition, but everyone makes it out to be that way, if that makes sense. Like how I said with my friend in her baby shower, like, why would I feel jealous? Like, I should feel happy, you know? I should feel happy that she's so prepared for her child. And there's the things that he's not even going to be able to use yet. So it's like, why was I even jealous? There was no sense whatsoever in being jealous. And then, just as a new parent, too, going from working full-time, I worked full-time, like, almost through my whole pregnancy, and then now I haven't been working for, you know, I don't know, like 4 or 5 months. It's something crazy like that. And it makes me feel less, because I used to be bringing in so much money, and now I bring in what I can, like, you know, helping a friend here or there, or asking to borrow money here or there. But it just, you know, it just makes me feel, that does make me feel less than. And it's just like, it's 2019, and this is what I chose to do. I chose to be home with my daughter, but it's just difficult. Because I feel less of a human sometimes as a stay-at-home mom. Because I feel like people look at me and they judge me like, oh my god, like, you gave up your life to be home, and like, what do you do? And it's just like, yes, it is depressing and hard sometimes, but the smiles that I get from her, and, you know, seeing her grow every single day, it really makes it worth it. I just hope that maybe by making this video, someone out there will see it and they will be like, hey, you know, you aren't alone, and I feel the same way as you, and maybe, you know, I'll meet other people this way, or change someone's view on how they treat the stay-at-home mom, or they treat the person that put their kid into childcare and something happened. Like, why do we have to be so quick to judge people? It just does not make sense to me whatsoever. Why do we have to hate other people for having more or having less? Why do we have to judge them instead of helping them? You know? Why not go over to that parent that made the wrong decision, that feels horrible, and be like, hey, you were just doing your best. What can I do to help you now that maybe something happened? Maybe that would be just a little step to make someone, you know, do a little bit better. And I'm gonna just end this by being like, hey, how are you? You're beautiful, you matter. And as stupid as it might feel to say that, or, you know, take that little bit of time out of your day, you need it. Everyone needs to have that time to, you know, love themselves. And if maybe everyone did a little bit more of that every day, we might be in a little bit better of a place and a little less scary of a world. And that's my first video.